Welcome back to MJL 3764, collecting Elvis on vinyl. This is part 2 of the Elvis Aloha from Hawaii LP. On my last video, which overran, it ran to about 18 minutes, so I had to edit a little bit out. I don't like to make my videos more than 15 minutes. So I edited out a chunk and made it into 2 parts. So we can discuss the album a little bit more, look at the DVD, and also discuss the alternative Aloha album and concert. So let's jump back in where we left off. I was about to say in my last video that this LP and concert is so well known, it's been critically acclaimed for years and years and years. Unfortunately, in the last 10 years or so, people seem to be picking holes in it, which I just will not have that. The reason for this, they say, these so-called fans, is that it's not, that's the way it is it? Elvis is very subdued, he's not moving, he's very static. Well, of course that's the way it was almost 3 years before this concert, and that's the way it was a movie where they filmed 4 or 5 different shows and they edited in the best bits, or what they thought, Dennis Sanders, what he thought was the best bits. This, of course, is a concert going out live via satellite to over 1 billion people, and you only get one shot at it. And obviously the more you move, the more you may fall down or rip your suit, the more you interact with the audience, the more they could pull you in to the crowd, etc, etc. So of course Elvis was concentrating on his singing more than anything else. So that doesn't hold any water with me at all. I think it's a great show and a great concert, and Elvis looked great. He lost a lot of weight and he looked really well, and he concentrated on his singing. So to me that's just rubbish about it's not, that's the way it is. It's certainly a great concert, and as I say to people when they ask me, why do you like Elvis? I say, well, I think he could sing anything. And this concert, the first 5 tracks, well, Elvis can sing anything. CC Rider, Burning Love, Something, You Gave Me a Mountain, Steamroller Blues. In those first 5 tracks, you've got rock, pop, country, ballads, and blues. That's why I like Elvis. So I think it's a great album. As you can see here, I've got one more, as I said earlier on the last video, one more UK copy to collect. I've got the one US quadraphonic album. I'd like to get the other one. The guy was selling both at the same time, but unfortunately I couldn't afford it, so I bought the cheaper one of the 2. So I'm hoping to get the other quadraphonic release as soon as possible. This is obviously a USA copy. This one came with the inner sleeve. Again, you've got the full picture here, which not a lot of people like, but I do. I think this just epitomises Elvis in the 70s, really. The white jumpsuit, the lion's head belt, the cape, all the bling, the arms going now, yeah. And if you don't like that picture, well, how about this one? This is a good one, isn't it? There you see lots of Hawaiian ladies, native dress, outside what looks like an Hawaiian hut. And there's Elvis in his pyramid jumpsuit. Blending in very well, I thought. As you can see where they've superimposed the picture, they've cut half of Elvis's head off anyway, or his hair. When I first saw this I did have a chuckle, but I then thought, well, maybe they should have put a picture from Blue Hawaii in the middle with Elvis in an Hawaiian shirt, but then that wouldn't have worked either, would it? I mean, that's a younger Elvis. This is 1973, not 1961. So it just doesn't work at all, really. Pretty bad idea. But at least in the US you did get the inner sleeves, which we didn't get in the UK. We just got the plain white sleeves, but we did get the insert with all all the tracks on. I don't believe that the US got that, because the tracks were on the back, but maybe someone can tell me whether they did get the insert as well. But as far as I know, we got the insert and not the inner sleeves. Onto the DVD now. This came out in 2004 and I can't recommend this enough. This is absolutely a must-have. If you haven't got it, get it. This is superb sound, superb visual. Looks like it was recorded yesterday. A really, really good release for its time. It's a double disc. Around the same time, you also got the 68 TV special. Again, I'd highly recommend that as well. And this features the Aloha show from the 14th of January. Also the alternative Aloha, or the dress rehearsal, or the warm-up show, whichever you want to call it, on the 12th of January 1973 also shows Elvis arriving by helicopter and greeting some of the fans, and it's also got the extras with all the insert songs. So there was stuff on there that we'd never ever seen before. A superb release, came with a booklet. When I bought this actually in 2004, it was quite expensive. You could probably pick it up a lot cheaper now. But I think I must have watched this every weekend for about 6 months after I bought it. Fantastic release. As I say, you've got all the insert songs and rehearsals for them as well, which was really good. We hadn't seen that. And I, like some other fans, always thought that the insert songs were done after the rehearsal show because Elvis's hair looks slightly different. But as you can hear with the dialogue, especially on the new FTD release, you can hear Elvis talking with Marty Passata, producer-director of the Aloha show, and he mentions about Elvis throwing the belt out at the end of American Trilogy and losing the continuity of the filming. So it was recorded after the January the 14th show, all the insert songs. Talking of the alternative Aloha, we just showed this on the last video. This also features the Legacy Edition, the alternative Aloha show. And you've got the 5 bonus songs as well. This was a really good release at the time because this was out on CD and record previously, but not sounding too good at all. I think most fans would agree that when it was originally issued, this did not sound very good at all. But this release, absolutely top notch. This is the one to get. So let's have a look at the original alternative Aloha. Elvis the Alternative Aloha LP was issued in 1988 on the new German black and featured this illustration of Elvis on the cover from the Hawaii show. Not a bad cover. The picture's obviously been used before on Legendary Performer Volume 1. Backside, well, not to my taste. And the inner sleeve again, not much to write home about, just technical information really, no pictures of Elvis. And the record looks like that on the new German black. Now when this was originally issued, as stated earlier, it didn't sound too good at all. I didn't think the mix was pretty bad, even though the executive producer on this was Don Wardle, well known in the Elvis world. It just didn't sound right. Elvis sounded very distant at times, like he was singing in one concert hall and the band was playing in another. And to add insult to injury, it's not the whole complete show either. If you look at the track listing, the introductions are missed out, and Hound Dog is not on here either. Hound Dog only runs for about a minute. The introductions are not much longer. They're the short introductions that Elvis was doing in 1973, not the long-winded introductions which he would do later on on stage, but they've added Blue Hawaii, one insert song at the end. So to me, personally, I would have put the whole show on here, left Blue Hawaii off and left Hound Dog and the introductions to make it the whole concert, but they obviously thought otherwise. So that was a major gripe for me. It's not the complete show. However, when it was issued on CD, you did get the complete show and a couple more bonus songs, but not all of them. So you've now got Hound Dog and the introductions, and you've also got a couple of extra bonus songs, a Hawaiian Wedding Song, Cooper Wee, but you're still missing Early Morning Rain and No More, which there was plenty of room to add them on this CD. So there's another gripe. That was a good looking CD, it was a picture disc CD. So I was happy to own it at the time. To get the actual concert on CD and record was good. Anyone that's my age would probably remember the bootleg Mountain video, Elvis in Hawaii. So we had that as a visual, but we didn't have it in this quality before now. Elvis the Alternative Aloha LP was deleted just a few years after it was released, so it's a nice one to get hold of. I was glad I bought it when it came out. Also of note that some fans may not realise the songs Something and Suspicious Minds were performed slightly shorter than they would be in the actual concert. A quick comparison of the tracks now from my point of view, starting off with CC Rider. I think that's a tie, they're both very good versions. Burning Love, unfortunately on the alternate album, Elvis forgets the words and basically just recites the same 4 lines over and over again, so I would give that to the Aloha album. Something runs a little bit longer on the Aloha album and I think he sings it a little bit stronger, so that's my favourite. You Gave Me a Mountain, 2 very strong versions, but I think the Aloha album just pips it. Steamroller Blues, 2 very strong versions, can't decide, it's a tie. My Way, unfortunately on the alternate, Elvis doesn't seem to know when to come in on the intro, and he sings the beginning lines and now quite poorly, very unusually for him. So I would give that to the Aloha album. Love Me's up next. I will give that to the alternate. It's Over, can't decide, tie. Blue Suede Shoes I would give to the alternate. I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, 2 very strong versions, but I would give that to Aloha. Hound Dog, very short versions. Sounds like Elvis ended the song before the band on the alternate, but I'd give that a tie. What Now My Love, 2 very strong versions, but I would give that to the alternate. Fever, I've never really liked a live version of Fever, much preferring the original, but I'd go for the alternate on here. Welcome to My World, Elvis fluffs the lyrics a little bit, even though he doesn't sing the whole song on the alternate, so I would give that to the Aloha album. Suspicious Minds I would give to the Aloha album. Again, Elvis themes on the alternate to end the song before the band. What Now My Love I would give to the alternate, but they're both 2 very strong versions. American Trilogy, 2 very strong versions, but I would give it for the Aloha album. A Big Hunk of Love I would give to the alternate. And Can't Help Falling in Love I would give to Aloha. Now, as most fans know, Johnny Be Good, I Can't Stop Loving You, Long Tall Sally, Whole Lot of Shaking Going On were not performed on the alternate concert. These were added afterwards as Marty Bassata thought the running time was a bit short and Elvis needed a few more up-tempo numbers in the set, which I completely agree with. That's it for now. Till the next time, just remember, while there's music, life's no waste.